y'all. Today is MLK Day, Martin Luther King's Day, and hopefully a lot of you didn't have to go to work. Celebrate the man, but then again, if you do have to go to work, take your ass to work, because I took off Martin Luther King Day one time, trying to be rebellious and said, I ain't going to work. I ain't working on Martin Luther King Day. Nah. Yeah, that was on Monday, came to work Tuesday. Boss looked at me and said, you fucked up. I said, oh well, and come Friday, they fired me. And I had a pregnant wife at home. I had to go explain that shit. But yeah, that's a story I'm gonna have to tell another day. But anyways, it's Martin Luther King Day, and I got a special one for you. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even planning on doing this review, all right? My boy, Killa from Kool to the Foolas hit me up and was like, hey man, you wanna review Cooley Hard? Sure. You know, I was like, all right. He said, yeah, we're gonna do it on your channel. I was like, all right. Before I can respond, he already sent me his portion of the video. I guess he knew I was going to say yes to that. But yeah, I think this is fitting on MLK Day, watching and reviewing Cooley High. This is a classic joint. If you have not seen this movie, shame on you. But just to catch you up on it real quick, Cooley High is the story of Preach, played by Glenn Turman, and Lawrence Hilton Jacobs as Coach Cheese. And these are two brothers in the inner city of Chicago with big dreams to make it out. Preach wants to be a writer, and Coach Cheese is the best basketball player on the block. He has dreams of going to the NBA. And just their adventures and everything, you know, just being a youth and innocent. And of course, which takes a dark turn, which Fool Killa's going to get into in a second. So, yeah, that's just a brief synopsis on it. Off rip, this movie's a classic. I loved it. The main thing I like about the movie is the soundtrack. All right, some movies you watch just to listen to the soundtrack, and this is one of them. All right, so a couple come to mind is Bronx Tale, this movie, and what's another movie with the crazy ass soundtrack that I love to listen to? Dead Presidents. You know what I mean? So before I get into my full review on this movie, I'm gonna hand it to Fool Killa, Kool to the Foolas. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Make sure that you subscribe to his channel, check him out. And yeah, bro, the floor is yours, man. Take it. What you got for Cooley High? Wait a minute. Before we do that, I forgot to do this last video. My bad. Q Reviews. I gotta give you a shout out, brother. The intro on my channel, Q Reviews put that together. I came to him. I said, bro, I have a vision for my intro, how I wanted to be done, and what he did, like, exceeded expectations, you know what I'm saying? So he's a very talented brother as well. I'm gonna leave the link to his channel as well in the description. Q Reviews, check him out, man. A very talented 3D artist, movie reviewer, comedian, filmmaker, you know what I'm saying? His brother's multi-talented, man, so please check him out. He did his thing on this intro, and bro, love you for life for that, man. So anyways, Kool to the Foolas, take it away. What you got for Cooley High?
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy for Killa Key School for Kool to the Fullest. Oh, yes, I am so excited about this for real. This is my first time being on Rashad G Reviews YouTube channel, y'all. Oh, yes, I am still showing him some love for real. Yes. This is my retro movie review on Cooley High. Yes, Cooley High. Oh, yes. Glenn Truman, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Gary Morris. Yes, these are the brilliant, amazing, gifted actors of all time for real. No lie, this is a fact for real. This is a huge fact for real. I got introduced to this blaxploitation film at my grandparents' house. Yes. Rest in peace to my late grandparents for real. I remember being at my grandparents' house and my grandfather popped this classic blaxploitation film called Cooley High, and I was thinking in my head like, what is this? You know, little old me didn't even know anything about this film for real, because 1975, I wasn't around at that time for real. But I am a huge fan of blaxploitation films for real. And reminds you, I like the old school blaxploitation films a lot more than what we got now for real. And I'm just telling it like it is. And I enjoyed the characters from the beginning, the middle, but I ain't care too much about the tragedy part of this film. I ain't care too much about it. And you see where Glenn Truman's character Preach want to be a successful writer, and Lawrence Hilton Jacobs' character Richard Morris, who is a local basketball hero, and he gets a scholarship. And y'all would think that these two would make it out of the projects, out of high school, graduate from high school, college, and be successful and all that. No. Only one person makes it, but the other person doesn't make it, which is played by Lawrence Hilton Jacobs' character Richard Morris. And his death was, woo! You didn't see it coming. You did not see it coming at all. And y'all, I cried close to the end of this film. And it really touched me, y'all. It really touched me for real. Because it went from having a good time, partying and seeing some pretty girls and all that. And then all of a sudden, the sad part where you don't see it coming for real. And you have a group of friends that want to skip high school, things like that. Now, me, honestly, I never skip any of my high school classes at all. Because last time I checked, if I would have done that, guess what? My mother will whoop my tail for real. She will beat the black off me for real. And you got those type of mothers that don't play when it comes to high school education for real. So, and Glenn Truman's character Preach, he was lucky that he didn't get his ass whooped. So, I did enjoy Garrett Morris's character for real, because there was a scene in the bathroom where Garrett Morris's character was having a conversation with Glenn Truman's character Preach, and it was very touching. It was believable, and I enjoyed that scene. But like I said, the tragedy scene, man, I cried. I really cried about that one. And then after that, you see the end where Glenn Truman's character Preach got himself together and went to Hollywood and become a successful screenwriter and everything. And yeah, and I enjoyed this. And this was taking place in Chicago. Yeah, and we all know how Chicago is for real. And this was written by Eric Monty, and this was actually based on his life, which I did not realize about that for real. But I still recommend everybody to watch this movie for real. It will make you laugh. It will make you cry at the end. And yes, I enjoyed this for real. And thank God that my late grandparents, especially my late grandfather, introduced me to this classic blaxploitation film for real. And yes, and whew, I love this. This is an A+ for real. And like I said, I ain't catch much about the tragedy part, which was sad. I ain't catch much about that one. But other than that, I enjoyed this film. And I'm give this to Rashad G Reviews and let him clear the end of this review. So Rashad G Reviews, my man, what you got in stores for this classic movie review for real? Let me know, y'all. I'm out. Peace. And God bless y'all for real. Peace.
Yeah, man, I agree. This movie is very lighthearted, fun-loving. You know, you bop it to the soundtrack. You're loving the characters and the innocence and the energy of it. And then when it takes a dark turn, it's like, damn, this shit got dark really quick when they killed Cochise, man. Now, I didn't have the same experience as you had because I didn't see this movie. Honestly, bro, believe it or not, I didn't see this movie until I was 18. All right, I was living with my pops in Seattle. I just moved out there, and it happened to be on... it was on Encore. It was on the Encore channel, and I'm like, I've never seen this one before. You know, because back then, I was really starting to get into the blaxploitation movies, so I knew about Superfly, Shaft, and the Mac and all that, but I never heard of this one, so I'm watching it, and I said, holy shit, this movie is actually pretty good, man. So I sat there and I watched the whole thing, and from that point on, I became a fan. So I can imagine if I saw this as a kid, I probably would love it even more, but still, I was 18 when I saw it, but from 18 on, I still love this movie. If I can have any gripes, I'll say the acting is very bad. Okay, let's be real, y'all. As much as I love this movie, as much as many people love this movie, the acting is very cringeworthy at some parts. Even when Cochise got killed, Glenn Turman, who is most likely going to be nominated for an Oscar for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom for Toledo, awesome movie by the way. His acting was atrocious. When Cochise died, he was there like, oh no, Cheese, oh man, no, oh no, Cochise. I'm like, that's terrible. But the soundtrack saved it. I think Garrett Morris is probably the best actor in this movie. I think that he did a really good job. Even Lawrence Hill and Jacobs as Cochise, I think, killed it. Glenn Turman, his acting was a little... I didn't believe that he was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be like 17, but you can clearly see he's like late 20s, almost damn 30s. You know what I mean? And a young Robert Townsend is in this, by the way, too. You know what I'm saying? Robert Townsend is in this. And this movie, yeah, it's a classic. It may not be everybody's cup of tea. I can see some people seeing this for the first time and like, that's it. That movie has some terrible acting because the acting is bad. But you don't watch this movie for the acting. You watch it for the energy of it. You know, the time that it was made, the soundtrack is the best part. It's got a Motown soundtrack. And it's the catalyst to a lot of movies that I grew up on, like Juice and Boys in the Hood. You know what I'm saying? And because of this movie, this greenlit What's Happening. If you remember the show What's Happening, this greenlit that show. It was a catalyst for What's Happening and Good Times and a lot of those black shows that came after. So Cooley High is a very important film. And also it was directed by Michael Schultz, who directed some of my favorite movies like Which Way Is Up. And I think he directed, did he direct Car Wash? I believe he directed Car Wash, Which Way Is Up, Grease Lightning, a lot of Richard Pryor movies, Bustin' Loose, The Last Dragon, Crush Groove, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, put some respect on Michael Schultz's name because he made a lot of classic joints, you know what I mean? So wrapping this up, I'm gonna give Cooley High an A+. Highly recommend watching if you haven't. If you haven't watched for a long time, check it out. It's worth checking out again. Fool Killa, thank you for joining me in this video. Thank you for having the idea to do this video because I was not thinking about doing Cooley High, but you brought it to my attention. But I'm glad I did it because it was fun going back and watching this and reviewing it on Martin Luther King Day. Yes, I said Martin Luther King, all right? Because he's a king. So I'm going to call it how I see it, damn it. So anyways, what do you guys think of Cooley High? Comment freely below. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe, notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.